Hello, I would like to talk about fashion. So, Brielle Waldorf is one of the main characters of the Gossip Girl serials. Thanks to her style, the series has become a cult for millions of girls around the world, as well as for me. Always look perfect. The main principle of Blair Waldorf. Briefly, her style can be described as bright color, creativity, and unexpected combinations. Queen Bee always sticks to her style. Unlike Serena, you won't see her in jeans, sneakers, or shapeless clothes. This serial has been an inspiration to me. After this serial, I wanted to to look perfect, started to be interested in fashion, and I would like to look like the main characters from this TV show. Fashion and style, what is it? How these concepts differ from each other? So, how often do you hear the words fashionable or stylish? Clothing magazines are full of headlines: 10 fashionable clothes of the summer, or tips on how to become stylish. But what is behind these words? What is fashion and style? How do these concepts differ? This is what our today's speech is about. So, what is fashion and when did it appear? Today, fashion is quite an actual phenomenon. A person needs to correspond to a certain social status, and it's fashion that helps to correctly navigate in creating one's own style. Nowadays, fashion is different for clothes, makeup, books, hairstyles, interior, and etc. There are also concepts like fashionable work, fashionable architecture. In general, there is fashion for everything. It's swift today, it can be one thing, and tomorrow it's completely different. Fashion likes to come back. What was fashionable 30 years ago may become trendy tomorrow. Translated from Latin, fashion is temporary. Already in the translation itself, the essence of this term is slight, constant change. There are not many sayings that fashion is changeable, but style stays with you forever. Fashion oriented in France in the 14th century. At that time, wealthy women were beginning to wear large headdresses the people called is a hat with horns. After a while, velvet and silk began to come into fashion. Venice became the trendsetter in the 15th century. Women wore necklines, long trains, paid special attention to their hair, wore complex high hairstyles on their heads, added hairpieces, tying them with scarves. In the middle of the 16th century, the neckline disappears and the raised collars appear. Shoes and fluffy skirts come into fashion. Real fashionistas began to use perfume. Later, France begins to dictate fashion again. The laws of beauty appear, and the whole world takes an example from French women. The first editions of style and fashion appear in the 18th and 19th century. Flowers, wigs, and women's corsets, Rococo style come into fashion. Since the 20th century, fashion has been dictated by designers and not by noble and rich people. The first fashion houses appear over time. The rejection of corsets and long skirts begins. Since the 1950s, women have begun to wear trousers along with men. In the 70s, jeans appeared, relaxed style came into fashion, and today's fashion is changing very quickly. For every season, fashion designers come up with something new and original. Therefore, keeping up with fashion isn't an easiest and cheapest thing. What was trendy last season may already be irrelevant today. As I said before, fashion goes and comes back, and style is what a person chooses from himself. Style is determined by things that are matched to each other. There are a wide variety of clothing styles. Often there are several basic ones, including classic, romantic, sports, and so on. There are so-called classics. These are things that are not subject to fashion trends and remain relevant for more than 1 year. It's these things that are recommended to have at the heart of the wardrobe. They are often called basic, but if you dilute such things with some fashionable elements, accessorizes, then it is then that your style will change and become much more interesting. Uh, Fashion is what designers dictate, and it may not always be right for you, and style is what you choose from this fashion. It is a concept that is forever changing. It is essence absolutely impermanent, imaginary, and fleeting, like youthful beauty that passes with time. Style remains forever, and fashion is something that suits everyone and equalizes our chances in the ability and desire to excel, while style makes each of us special.